Good morning, Twin Flames, and happy weekend. Wow, I cannot believe we're the last weekend of August. And I just want to thank all my loyal viewers and new subscribers, quite a few new subscribers this week. Thank you for joining us on these energy updates. I am inspired in this video to do an update on the Divine Masculine for the weekend commencing August 25th through the 27th. And normally I just do a complete energy update, but the Divine and the guides asked me to do for the Divine Masculine and Feminine separately. I am listening to Awakening Spiritual Strength, binaural beats, and I think that's good vibrations. I'm going to read from the Sarah Young Jesus Calling, as I do in most of my readings when I am called. So this one says, I am the eternal I am, always have been, and I always will be. In my presence you experience love and light, peace and joy. I am intimately involved in all your moments, and I'm training you to be aware of me at all times. Your assignment is to collaborate with me in this training process. I have taken up residence within you. I am central in your innermost being. Your mind goes off in tangents from its holy center, time after time. Do not be alarmed by your inability to remain focused on me. Simply bring your thoughts gently back to me each time they wander. The quickest way to redirect your mind to me is to whisper my name. Wow, I got chills. So I'm going to read from Psalm 25, 14 and 15. Wow. So that's kind of what this channel represents, as just bringing your mind gently back to God. This is a divine journey, and He wants for us to be really focused on Him. And this is one of many paths in which to get to God, and it took a catalyst known as the Divine Partner to get here. Some others may have stumbled upon in other ways, but we all have a unique story. If you feel led to share your story, please do so in the comments below or on the God Conscious Twin Flame support group. If you are not, since that's a private group, you just have to kind of ask to join. And let me just see if I can find it's, I think, Twin Flame support. Let's see. Facebook. I have been posting on Facebook a card of the day from my new deck. Archangel Power Tarot from Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. Really a beautiful deck with great messages. And it's God Conscious 1111 support on Facebook. And so it is a closed group, and you can feel free to share because only the members, all the members in there are Twin Flames. It is a small group currently, and I'm going to look to, in this coming season, to do more with that group. So if you have ideas on what you would like to see, please shoot me an email at godconscious twinflame1111@gmail.com. The links are below. Or you can send a private message either through God Conscious on the Facebook page or through here. And I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys. So today, Psalm 25, 14, and 15, to kind of validate what that reading said. The secret of the Lord is with those who fear Him, and He will show them His covenant. My eyes are ever toward the Lord, for he shall pluck my feet out of the net. So the net is those thoughts that race away from God. And it is said that the psalmist, who was David, King David, who was a poet and just one of the favored by God, and he made a lot of errors. King David, if you have any recollection of the stories in the Bible, he was highly favored, and he was anointed to be king when he was a young man, and he was basically a murderer. He killed off tens of thousands of Philistines for King Saul. And then he later engaged in an adulterous relationship with one of his closest warriors, and they bore a child, to which God took. But then he gave birth to King Solomon and many other children thereafter. So because he repented, because he saw the error of his ways, because he turned back to God, he fell into pride and lust and all those things that we all fall into and have fallen into in the course of our lifetime. So just this storyline kind of talks about the story of the life of Pam or anybody else out there. So in 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 16, do you not know that you are the temple of God and that the Spirit of God dwells in you? So we often forget that because we are riddled with shame and guilt and remorse and all those things, which, by the way, did not come from God. He saw your sin before you committed the sin. So really, if we could put that into our consciousness and just say, you know what, can I make the next moment a better moment than the last moment? We would all be in such a much better place, and really in love and patience and tolerance. So I prayed over and shuffled the deck, and then the energy that they gave me was over the Divine Masculine. So I'm just going to pray over it again for this video. God, angels, archangels, all the guides and angels for those that get to watch this video, I just ask that you come to us with a message. Help us on our path to gain clarity, to see the obstacles that you are presenting to us, and give us the guidance to clear those obstacles. We know that you are ever present, and that you love us, and that you're guiding us toward you, and that you have used our divine path in order to do so, or to inflame. We just humbly ask for a clear view reading on this weekend, and we thank you for the guidance. In Jesus' name. And yeah. So if these readings are helping you and you feel so led to donate, there's a link below. If you feel that you are called to have a reading with me, please feel free to book a reading on my website. Those links are below. Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm going to be going into my birthday month in September, so I'm going to have some specials coming up. And I'm excited to see how the angels and guides are leading me to do additional just live videos. I will be going live on Saturday on the God Conscious page. For those that try to join, those will be about, depending on how busy I am, probably about 4 o'clock Central Standard Time. Okay, those didn't want to shuffle, didn't want to clear. We're asking for divine messages for the Divine Masculine for this weekend, August 25th through the 27th. I ask that you use me as a clear vessel to relay those messages. And so it is. Okay. The Emperor. So the Divine Masculine, it has an overall Emperor energy, an energy of fairness and social kind of togetherness. And let's see what, yeah, Page of Coins. Page, oh my gosh, he's in a learning phase. He's in a hermitage phase. Wow. And that's him. Wow. Thank you, angels. What a beautiful reading. So these are all 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana cards for the divine masculine. Unbelievable. So he's currently in a phase of trying to find balance. He's in the state of trying to find balance. He is learning to balance emotions with the material world. This is in his work position, which makes sense. He's learning how to balance his work life with his spiritual life. That's his outcome. Seeking to gain better clarity on the subconscious. That's what's been driving him. And the unexpected is he'll be in a hermitage over this weekend, really spending time with the divine to gain clarity. The Emperor represents kind of like the, I want to say it's the High Priestess, but like fatherhood, authority. This is kind of, you know, laws and regulations. So he's learning the laws of the universe, the laws of God, the laws over the laws of the tyrannical society. The divine masculine is a leader, but he has been leading in the past more tyrannical, and he's really had a hard time finding balance between what he sees in the natural 2D world and what's going on in the spiritual world, and he has had a hard time finding his place in that. Trying to find out how society functions and how he can really find balance in the middle. I think I said that 3 times. It's just, I keep getting the word balance. Because he's a divine masculine, he's a pioneer, he is still learning all of this stuff. He's not got this completely, but he is being guided towards the temperance, towards staying in the middle of both worlds, having a tempered spirit, having a tempered emotions, having tempered thoughts, which, because most of the masculines through humanity are extremely analytical and logical, and in the head space more than they're in the heart space, he's really being guided to learn how to be in the world of the 3D and the world of emotions and the world of spiritual realm. The illusions around him are being cleared, and he has wow, just a beautiful spirit here. You know, he may be seeking wise counsel, but right now it's just that he's isolated himself probably from the world, from all of the people, so that he can gain a wider perspective on how to be an emperor that is not, that is just like in the middle of both realms and teaching from both realms. But the teaching is coming from the higher self rather than the lower self, which is where the temperance comes in. Wow. And he's still in the learning phase of that. So if you haven't heard from your divine masculine, it's fine, because he's got to go through this. He's got to learn how to be in the balance of the material plane, and also still clearing that from the past. Because his attachment to material things from the past, maybe when he went through a divorce, maybe he lost everything. Maybe he did get some stuff, but then decided he didn't want that stuff. So he's starting to find out that, you know, love is probably more important than anything that you can gain on this material. Even from the 7 deadly sins, we saw that earlier this week. Turning our backs from those things that don't really serve us, engaging in lustful things, engaging in whether it's lust for power, money, sex, Doesn't matter. Those things in that realm don't really serve us the way we thought that they would. They're temporary fixes. This is showing a new relationship. So maybe there is a new relationship that's going to help him on learning how to have emotional experiences. Maybe some of you will be hearing from your Divine Masculine this week. The act of being vulnerable is where he struggles the most. And that's where it is not a comfortable place, not a place of understanding. That's where they run most of the time. Most of us do, not just the Divine Masculine. But the Divine has him right where he needs to be. He does need to learn how to balance the material reality with the rest of his higher self. He does need to gain perspective on how his emotions have driven him into chaos, really. That's where the hermitage comes in. Studying. It's like studying for finals. And they're really trying to get this time. Because they've been through these karmic lessons so many times. And then we have the outcome as the star, which is really gaining a better understanding of the supernatural world. It's funny because we're going into a new moon, a full moon rather, and so I'm imagining that this looks to me to be the energies from the full moon. This calm meditative state, which he probably gained from being in the hermit. This is gaining some clarity. He's looking for the next, appropriate steps to take in his life path, in the pursuit of possibly even his divine feminine. There's also hope in this card, which he may not have seen a lot of hope in a while. He may have been in a hopeless state, acting out of the devilish side of himself, which happens. I also got under that the tree of life. So that's seeking God in all things. And that's where God can give us all of the things that we are wanting on this material plane. God wants for us to have those things, but he wants for us to seek him first. Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all these things are added on to you. And this card kind of represents when you do that, you are empowered in a sustainable way. Not with those little wins, because those little wins really don't get you anywhere. They get you dug back into pain and misery, and they just don't satisfy on the long haul. So this is really a powerful reading for the Divine Masculine. I guess I see why the Divine Feminines needed to see some of this. There was a lot of karma being wrapped up in the middle of the week, and now this weekend, it looks like this weekend, probably going into the next week or so, he's going to be finding balance. I'm shuffling right now my tarot of my Archangel Tarot to see what other guidance they can give us on this. Maybe he's going to get his wings this week. Maybe, with it being in the Temperance, God is going to bless him with a set of wings. Maybe he's gained, if he stays on the path, because this is him. This is him. What a beautiful reading for the Divine Masculine. For the Divine Masculine energies. Now, this could be a feminine, so when I say that, and I have to, reiterate that with each video, it could be the masculine in the feminine. It depends on which energy you're carrying at that point. Also trying to find the balance between when to act. Usually best to act in a tempered state. You don't want to act when you're in your emotions. You want to act in clarity, in a moderate way. We need to find temperance in order to create something new. We can't just go like on the Fool's Journey. We saw the Fool's Journey this week, so earlier in the week we had the Fool's Journey, and he went right to the page. He wants to learn this stuff. He wants to get this down. I think he's had enough of running the circles and the pain associated with running in those circles. We'll see what else they have to say to us. We're asking for some clarity for the Divine Masculine in this reading. And thank you. I want to just look something up. Bear with me. Something up. Number 4 is standing out to me. We'd go into Hermit over the Moon. Yeah, so protection. And so the Divine Masculine is being divinely protected on this journey. Yeah. Oh, yes, it says divine guidance. You probably can't see that properly, but yes, he is being, this is Archangel Sandalphon. The search for meaning in life. Consider an alternative approach. Surround yourself with wise teachers or friends. I don't know that we need much more clarity than that, guys. How cool is that? So, the angels are really, and God and the angels are guiding him. He's also going to have, he got the Ace of Ariel, which is new resources of money, time, and support. Possibly a change in job or promotion, probably reconsidering some, in the Page of Coins, Page of Pentacles, probably reconsidering some of his job options and really, like I said earlier, just trying to take a look at how his work life has impacted his overall life and how his priorities might be a little upside down. But he's going to get some new information. Can't really get any better than that. He is, divine guidance is being bestowed upon the Divine Masculine. I'm just going to look it up in the book. Walking your talk. So maybe a lot of Divine Masculines have been talking a talk but really not walking it. And now they're going to be putting, that's that page energy. Divine wisdom, spiritual seeking. And Archangel Sandalphon is the angel who watches over the accumulation of metaphysical and spiritual knowledge. So we have to be careful when we gain information, because knowledge without experience can lead to foolishness, which is what kind of happened to King David. He became a little arrogant in his gifts and calling, and I know that there were times that I became arrogant in my gifts and calling, and that's a phase of development. But you want to make sure that you don't, that's kind of what happens with the churchy people. They gain a little bit of knowledge and wisdom, and then they think, oh, you know, they hit people over the head with the Bible. And so you don't want to be one of those people who does that. I know that, again, I engaged in it. I watched my Divine Masculine engagement. It's so funny this coming up, because I had that thought this weekend, like, wow, like what happened, it was all there, but it wasn't incorporated into the DNA completely yet. And that takes time, and that takes practice, and that takes staying out of the 7 deadly sins. But when we engage in the 7 deadly sins, that also creates wisdom and experience. That also creates the knowing that God is be all, end all. And if we're not relying on that relationship with God, then all of the relationships around us will fall apart. Wow, that is so beautiful. Oh, and he got the High Priestess. So, power of psychic insights, reflection, and meditation, that provides valuable information. Be at peace. So, the Divine Masculine is really being worked on. Crown chakra. There's a lot of purple in here. The crown chakra. The blue for the throat chakra. For those that watch that are more spiritual, a piece of amethyst could be helpful in your awareness. If you don't know if you don't have crystal stores near you, just let me know. A piece like this is, I think this piece was like $15. Well worth the investment. Larger ones are a little bit more expensive, but purple. And you can meditate with these on your forehead. You can just meditate with it in the palm of your hand, just kind of holding on to it. Yeah, so there is a lot of the workings going on. There's even purple in the temperance. Powerful. So he's having a real, let's call it a psychic change, which was needed for many of the Divine Masculines. So, wow. So if you're a Divine Feminine watching this, just be in good spirits. There is a lot going on in the Divine Masculine's world. The number 4, if you want to look it up for yourself to see what other things might resonate with you. Let's see, from the John Holland Tarot, Psychic Tarot for the Heart. Psychic Tarot for the Heart. So, yeah, there's all different stones that you can use that can help you and guide you and kind of just, I don't get, some people get absolute feelings from them. I visually find them pleasing, which then brings me a semblance of peace. There are stones that I use that help me more in meditations than others. Okay, so what final messages do you have for the Divine Masculine? Thank you. Giving and receiving. There's a new vitality and a change of focus. So the change of focus is from the material realm, so this is all validated, to the spiritual realm. How beautiful. This is all the chakras, so a full clearing. Also in this card. And that's being done for him. You can do one also. Just do a full chakra clearing on you, and then on your divine partner. So with that, blessings of love. I'm going to put up the next video. If you feel called to get a private reading on your circumstances, please click one of the links below. And in the meantime, have a very blessed weekend.